Hey everybody, this is B from Kongs for Us, and welcome to a Sunday Funday show. And I see a lot of folks in the chat already. Thank you so much for joining today. And today's topics are going to vary from a different couple of places that I've been wanting to talk about. So first, right off the bat, I wanted to give my impressions on kind of just the home arcade hobby in 2023 so far. I know this is a topic that many other content creators like to talk about, but I wanted to share some thoughts based off of the experiences that I've had with several different home arcade companies, me getting into pinball. So I wanted to discuss that, get Mrs. Kong's feedback on that, and let me know in the chat how you feel about the home arcade hobby in 2023. Uh, After that, I wanted to chat a little bit about what's happening next weekend. So EVO is happening. For folks that don't know what that is, it is one of the largest fighting game tournaments in the world. And I had the privilege of going last year to see and support, Arcade1Up in their launch of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But I got to experience EVO for the first time in person in Vegas, which was an amazing experience. And so I bought my plane ticket and I booked the hotel to go experience EVO again. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what we might be able to expect. So stay tuned for that. We can have a good discussion about Arcade1Up, if they'll have a presence at EVO and what, might be happening there. And then lastly, we're going to be in Vegas in general. And so I thought it would be fun to have a conversation with Mrs. Congress, who, we both live in Southern California, and we've made many, many, many trips over the years to Vegas, and wanted to just kind of have a fun conversation about our favorite things to do in Vegas over the years, kind of how our experiences of going to Vegas and what we went to Vegas for, from the early days of, in our youth to when we finally hit the age of 21 to kind of where we're at now. I think Vegas changes as you grow up in different ages too. So I'm really curious about your favorite things to do in Vegas, things to eat, places to see, things to do. There's all the typical things, but I'm still trying to find something new to do every time I go. I've gone a lot over the years. And so if I can try just one new thing every single time I go, I think that'll make it worth it. And so I wanted to really talk about that. And lastly, I kind of threw it in last minutes, but EVO, when we get to the topic about the convention center at EVO, they will have a couple of new games to try out for the very first time. And there's this brand new fighting game called Project L from Riot Games, the makers of League of Legends, and that will be playable for the first time ever as a demo on site. So I'm really excited to at least get my hands and try that out for folks that are fighting game fans. But that's what we're going to talk about today. So thanks all for being here. Appreciate every folks that are here. Car O's here. Let's just say hi to the chat. Sky Tiger, Biggie D, Arcade, Endless. Aren't you supposed to be at Southern Fried Gaming Expo? Are you already on your way home? Sir Sega wants to go to Vegas for F1. So many things to do. Console Kits, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. Lead Balloon, take a helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon. I've not done that, and I'm scared to death to get into a helicopter, but that sounds really fun. I really want to talk about that. Ray Plays Games is here. What's up, arcade community? Hello, hello. Console Fanboy says, do you know if John D will be there or 1UP in general? I don't think John is going to be there. I do think Arcade1Up is going to have a presence there. In fact, I was trying to look for it. I swear I saw there was more information that solidified about Arcade1Up being there, but I want to share what I know as much as I can. Biggie D says Pinball Hall of Fame. Absolutely. I've been there plenty of times. Pinball Hall of Fame is amazing to go to. Conti is here. 2023 home arcade market is like that song. Solid as a rock, baby. Yeah, definitely. Andy's Gaming says it's actually picking up. It's good to see Arcade1Up with some steady releases. Yeah, they've had a lot of different releases lately, so we'll talk about that as well. Biggie D says MVC2 was free last year. Absolutely. Donovan Klingo's here. Carlos again. Mike Hawk Hurts. Thor Casey says he's playing Moon Patrol. Lead Balloon is watching Empire Strikes Back. Thor, Endless, Conti. Did I miss any new folks? Jim Pacers fan, Andy's Game Room, Rich Odello, Mad Aster Gaming, and Jason M. Lil Alien. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so let me jump back down to the bottom and see. It's over. It ended on Sunday. Andy's Game Room has never been to Vegas. Interesting. So maybe this will be good information for you if you ever make a trip out here. Constorm Entertainment says, seems like it's pretty safe that the Capcom Deluxe is next. It could be. That could be a pretty safe bet. Absolutely. Console Kit says, so will it be playable? Maybe. Jim Pacer says, you're new to the hobby since fall of 2022, so this year's home arcade scene has been fun. You actually do not have much room left in your arcade. So Jim's Pacer fan, you make a great point that for new fans that are just getting into the hobby, maybe the last year or so, fall of 2022, it's actually a probably good time to start in terms of the quality of the machines that you're picking up. And it is an addiction, absolutely, to start getting your first cabinet and thinking like, I just want one. They're like those, Pringles chips. You always think you can just have one, but then you find the next deal and they start to multiply. And yeah, you're already at a space where you don't have much room left in your arcade. That's actually a great point, Jim Pacer fan. A lot of people had that same issue as well as me. Andy's Gamer wants to check out Vegas. When is EVO? EVO is next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it'll be August 4th through 6th. And I'll explain what EVO is because it's a tournament, but it's more than that. It's like a big old convention with the whole floor too for fighting game fans. It's an amazing experience that I had last year, seeing some of my favorite fighting game people. So yeah, it was really cool. Big questions. Games list are Shinku or Yoga Flame. Constorm is really convinced it's a Capcom legacy. All right, a bungee jump off the stratosphere. No, no, no. I don't think we'll be bungee jumping off the stratosphere. I think that would be really crazy to do. Not going to do that. Any plans on getting new pins? Mike Montano asks. No, I think I'm all new pinned out. I just got my Foo Fighters and Godzilla like a month ago, and so I'm experiencing my home arcade now in its, I feel like, almost completeness in terms of a safe space that I think feels comfortable, and I'm really having trouble expanding. Think I'm gonna get more. I might have space if I get rid of this wall of other Arcade1Ups right here, but I like my 3 pins so far. I'm gonna be happy with this for a long time. Michael says the arcade at Spearmint Rhino is for the older generation of kids. I didn't know there was an arcade at Spearmint Rhino. Gonna have to perhaps do some research and see if that's still a thing. Console Kid says you're scared to death of a helicopter, yet you go on the 405. Yes, yes, I know there's statistics that say you're probably more likely to die in a car crash than a helicopter. That doesn't change the fact that like a helicopter is still a tiny little cockpit with some blades whirring above you. And so, yeah, I've never been on a helicopter. It sounds pretty crazy. Obviously, you just remember the big helicopter accidents that have happened. Most recently, my heart dropped and was really sad. With the crash in early 2020 when the pandemic started to happen with Kobe Bryant. That was crazy year, freaking A. So yeah, that just burned some helicopter fear in my brain. So I don't know if I'll do it, but we'll see. Rent an exotic car and take a cruise out to the dam. That sounds like a really fun thing. I know these are really good, exciting things that we could do. Yeah, a new thing. Let's wait till Mrs. Kongzi Russ gets here, and then we can come up with some more suggestions for Vegas because I want to hear them. I want to get through them all. All right, let's see. Visits Area 15 in Vegas. I did go to Area 15 last year. Area 15 was a really cool spot. I would definitely want to go there again. All right, Console Fanboy says you got to see that sphere in Vegas or whatever it's called. Oh yeah, they finished that new giant sphere with all the monitors attached to it. That sounds pretty cool. Vegas, a lot from 95 to 2000. You love the Dre's at that dumpy casino. All right, helicopters are not safe. They crash a lot. That's what I'm saying. The Vegas anus is huge. I got to look that up. I'm not sure exactly what that is. The Fremont Street side. Yeah, so that's in downtown Vegas where there's like a giant zip line that you can do across. That sounds really fun. So yeah, that might be something, but it's just really far from where I'm staying. So it depends on who you're going with in terms of the activities. Does anyone think the At Games Legends Mini looks better than the Atari 50th? I sold my Alum At Games Legends Mini without ever playing it, and some of the reasons why, I already have kind of my multicade with my Turtles cabinet and a Raspberry Pi inside of it, and so I didn't see the need for it. I got the Tetris version thinking that that was going to be my Legends console, but yeah, I just decided to sell it and stick with the Raspberry Pi if I was going to mod it anyways to play extra games. But no, I don't think. Personally, I don't like the look of the Tetris or the regular Mini better than the Atari 50th. The 50th one, I like, at least it's a cab-shaped design that looks good and it could be reskinned for other purposes. So the modern me says there's potential for that cabinet. But yeah, the Atari 50th design definitely has some design issues. All right, Constorm says perhaps they can merge a game list of applying Final 16 games. I think you're still talking about the Capcom Legacy list. All right, ATV Dunebug Tour in Vegas. I love going on dune buggies. I've gone on dune buggies, not dune buggies. What are they called? ATVs. I went to Pismo Beach one time for a bachelor party, and dune buggy / ATVs were like one of the funnest experience I've ever had. So if that's like open desert terrain for you to just go crazy, that's super fun. If it's like one of those wine tours where you just have to follow people in a line, That's not fun, but I would do ATVs again for sure. Am I going to the Strip? Yeah, I will be near the Luxor Mandalay Bay area. So EVO will be at Mandalay Bay on the south side of the Strip. So that'll probably be the most time where I'm spending my time, and I'm only going to be there for a few days. So most of the time we'll be in that south area. So I'm not going to be exploring too much, but I still want to get ideas of things to do because I always want to try something new every time I go to Vegas. $30,000 worth of pinball is nice for sure. All right, Travis NCP says OB is going to EVO. Okay, he will go to. All right, Travis. All right, there it is. So you have word. If I'm going to EVO, Travis is going to EVO too, and we can hang out. So there it is. Cool, man. Thanks for popping on. Let me know if you want to pop on real quick. Maybe we can just chat a little bit and see what might be happening. All right, Andy's Gaming says helicopter. You're not in control, therefore no change, right? Travis. Ricky M is here. What's up? Check out Ricky's channel. Oh, what's your channel called again? Clonecraft. If you like troopers, stormtroopers, and clones, Clonecraft is my buddy Ricky M's channel. He does a lot of 1/6 fail skiggers. Skydiving and bungee jumping is fun. I've never done skydiving. I don't know if I would. I've done bungee jumping then. Mrs. Kong's is coming soon. She's probably going to get a drink. Arcade1Up purchases are like children. The first one is your favorite, but when the second one comes, you neglect the first one. That's an interesting take for sure. All right, it's been a while since I just like read through all the chat. I know I'm pretty behind, but I'm just going to try to get through it. If you go to Vegas, can you pick something up for you? Let me know. All right, so good to see Travis. What's up? Tammy G says, where is she cooking food and getting wine? Yeah, she just went for a run, finished showering, and now she's going to come up pretty soon. What's up, JR? Milkman Class says, what's your thoughts on Killer Instinct Pinball in development for Games? I like the additional pinball games that they've done. I really like the Dr. Seuss tables. They're definitely, not traditional pinball games like made to look and feel like pinball games or like pinball video games, very much like Pinball FX3 original tables. So I think that's kind of what I would liken them to. And they're fun, but obviously I've had my fill of playing real pinball. And so if I need my fix for playing some video game pinball, I still have my Games pinball mini that I'm going to be able to play those games on. So if I need it and I want to take it somewhere, I'll definitely be checking out on that. Fremont's a party. Oh, yeah, for sure. Travis, go to and stream. I know. Let me know. I wonder if Arcade1Up will bring the Casino Cade with them to EVO. I don't think so. I don't know if, yeah, Casino Cade. I don't know when that's coming out. I have no idea. All right, Rich Odello says, now that you can add the big pencil to the ALUM, it's a game changer. I know. I saw that mod that P-Dubs did. And unfortunately, I will not be doing that to mod at well. What do you got?
I didn't know what I wanted, so I brought a lot of stuff. Hello. What are we talking about?
Chat's here. Been talking about Vegas for a little bit. People are just explaining kind of their favorite things to do in Vegas. So
I wonder why they're telling you about Vegas.
Yes, I'm gonna be going to EVO. What? She's so excited. No, she's not. But you love Vegas in general, right? I mean, so what are your favorite things to do in Vegas? I mean, we're kind of skipping all over the place, but people are just giving some feedback on things to do. So think about that. I'm going to ask you about that later on during the show. Okay, good. Yeah. All right. Let's just get back to the chat and see what else. Endless went up with so he would love a Stern Pinball. He's playing a lot of Iron Maiden at Southern Fried Gaming Expo. That's awesome.
Southern Fried Gaming Expo?
Yeah. It's in Atlanta. If you ever want to go visit Hotlanta in the summertime, we can go.
It's literally called Southern Fried?
Yeah, it's called Southern Fried Gaming Expo, SFGE. It's one of the largest arcade retro pinball conventions in the country.
It's like it's having a little bit of identity crisis.
Yeah, we can go visit my cousins and family, and then we can go check it out. Be cool. All right. Pinball Hall of Fame next time you go. That's awesome. All right. Travis MCCP says, done deal. Devastator says, will we ever see a Capcom versus SNK cabinet? Street Fighter Alpha, Tekken, or Virtual Fighter? Yeah, I hope so. I do think that they'll get to this place. So yeah, let's talk about that in a second. All right, let's go. Question, what's your favorite thing to do in Vegas? Sky Tiger 87. This might be somebody you recognize. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Oh,
okay, yes, hello. Good to see you, Sky Tiger. All right, Travis MCP says, if people want him on, let's jump on. Hit a 1 in the chat if you want Travis MCP to join on. I'd be curious to see. We'd love to have Travis on. Put a 1 in the chat.
But if you want to see. In the chat.
Yeah.
If you scroll down.
You saw a 2 in the chat. Where's the 2?
Right there.
Right here. Stringer Film. Oh, $2 super chat. Speaking of two, let's see. All right, Stringer Film says, come visit your color Stringer in Hotlanta. That's right. Stringer Films lives in Hotlanta. So if we could hang out with Stringer, he has one of the most amazing basement arcades. I hope you had a really fun time hanging out with everybody last night, Stringer. I got to check that out. All right. I see a lot of ones in the chat saying that people want to see Travis MCP join us for this conversation. Yeah, so Travis, you can come join us. We're talking about 3 topics. Home arcades in 2023, thoughts so far. Then we're going to be talking about Arcade1Up at EVO, what I experienced last year, potentially what to expect, and then things to do in Vegas. So let me send you a quick link to hop on while Mrs. Kongzuras tells everybody what you're drinking.
I am drinking my Big Wave Golden Ale. I run for my beers. So yes, I ran, showered, and now I'm sweaty again.
How was your run? What'd you do for that for? Are you trying to accomplish anything?
Yeah, I signed up for another one of those Disney runs. So I'm supposed to run a 5K a month, and then tomorrow's the end of the month, so gotta squeeze my quota in. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's not fun running in humidity.
Okay.
I guess we shouldn't complain about our weather. Other folks have it worse. I had a KT tape on my knee, and then just running it just fell off completely. And you're like, oh, that's lovely.
All right, so we're getting all the way down to the bottom. Okay. All right. It was a fantastic weekend. Yeah, Southern Fried Game-O. Sounds like everybody had a great time. So I hope you guys all had a safe trip going back home. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Stringer, Pop Triz, Robotron to J-Rock. How many buttons do you need to add? There's lots of conversations happening out in the background. All right, hopefully Travis will join us pretty soon. I just sent him a link. And funny enough, I was really surprised about this. It's just random, but did you see this?
What is that? Oh, Twitter.
Yes. So Travis and I communicate mostly through what was formerly known as Twitter. And I was really surprised this past weekend when there was this random app
Elon
change.
just wanted something.
Seriously, he was just like, done. And like, what is that random X, right? And so now I have communicated to you through X. Let me know in the chat if you think X is weird, if you're a former Twitter user and you're now Xing out there. That is crazy. I mean, so here he is. Travis, what do you think about the Twitter change to X? Was that weird?
Listen, do you know the kind of the backstory behind that?
I mean, I know he bought it. I didn't expect the app change to happen immediately.
Well, but do you know the kind of the backstory behind X?
No. Oh, just because of all of his SpaceX and all his other businesses.
Well, he went back when he was involved with PayPal. He actually tried to change PayPal's name to X, and they didn't know. So I think he's been wanting to do this for a really long time to somebody. So he finally got a chance to do it.
Finally got to make his mark on the world. But Travis, I see you are most active on Twitter. Is that, or you call it the Twitter still, or are you calling it X still?
Yeah, come on, man. I'm not. I'm never changing that. Come on, I don't care what he does to it. Never change.
All right. So yeah, that's your main social media platform. So you and I were talking. So Travis MCP is here. Everybody say hello to Travis in the chat.
I got to ask you a question, B, because I know how I feel about this. So I'm really curious how you're going to feel about this.
Yep.
Being in Vegas for a couple days away from the bidet, I'm not looking forward to it. And I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I thought some restrooms or some
it depends on the hotel.
Oh, I know the one.
Maybe the fancy hotels. The hotel I was in Hawaii had one. I was happily surprised there, but I don't know if Vegas has gotten quite to there. But I feel you.
Right?
I feel you. So
BYOD?
Yeah. When are you officially going to become a bidet channel and keep that up?
Soon.
All right, so it's been a while since we've seen you, Travis. I mean, I know that most people see you in the home arcade space on formerly like Arcade1Up update shows and whatnot. And are you still in general kind of following what's happening in the scene too? Just not making content or talking about it?
I mean, to a certain degree. So originally there actually was going to just pull the curtain back. There was going to be an Arcade1Up update show at EVO, but I decided to change that plan. I'll just say it like that for now. But there will be Arcade1Up presence, and I will be there, and things will happen.
Yes, things will happen. Travis has actually messaged me, and so are you still doing this like in conjunction as like a formal partner with Arcade1Up? Did they ask you to do this to kind of come out?
It's going to be real interesting in the next 10 days or so. So for now, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
But things are going to get real interesting in the next week and a half. Right after EVO, I might have a whole lot of things to say. I don't know. We'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see. All right. Well, Travis, and just to be as transparent as I can, Travis reached out and asked like if I was planning on going myself because I went last year and had a really good time. And so just to support, I did book my own plane ticket and hotel, was happy to kind of be present and help out because I really like bringing some of these events to the community. Like just experiencing them myself is fun for me. And then part of that is also I get to make content and then kind of share that. So that's kind of my goal for going there, just like I did with Comic-Con, right? Went there, got to see Arcade1Up on my own, interviewed some folks, and had a good time. So that's kind of my goal for EVO this year as well. So yeah, what do you know about EVO in general? I know I went last year, but just asking you, what do you know about EVO?
Just like it's spelled EVO.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
Did you ever have an EVO 4G? I had that. I used to love that. It was one of my favorite phones.
As a phone?
It was a phone.
Yeah. Is that an LG?
Awesome. No. It was actually... That's what it. I mean, no. Do you remember? It was the kind of follow-up, the spiritual follow-up to the Sidekick. Do you remember the Sidekick?
Oh yeah. T-Mobile Sidekick. Yeah.
It was kind of the spiritual follow-up to that.
It also flipped up too?
Yeah, it was HTC.
Got it.
Remember them?
All right.
I know that's from EVO, right?
Yes. And so
sorry, I'm pointing to something and y'all can't see it.
So yeah, this is probably one of the most famous EVO moments ever. Yeah. And so Travis, you know what this is?
Of course. I can't wait to go hang out with Justin and talk to him about that. And
that's right. So this is EVO moment 37 that happened at Cal Poly Pomona campus when it used to just be at a local college and was people around a CRT playing. And this is and it's funny because I also thought about I read about the actual naming of this because this happened and it wasn't it said EVO moment 37, but it wasn't like there was 36 moments before that. They just randomly set that number to make it seem like there was extra cool things you had to check out. But it got dubbed EVO moment 37 with the parries for Street Fighter Third Strike. So that's an iconic moment. Lots more iconic moments. Obviously, Justin Wong's one of the GOATs and will be at EVO. But this year had one of the largest attendees of players playing across 8 games. This is the first year Street Fighter 6 will be at EVO. So that's the main game. I think I saw something like 7,000 participants signed up for that. Wow. And so it's going to be over 9,400 people playing across 8 different games. That's just the main 8 titles. In addition to those main tournaments that are happening formally, there's lots of kind of official side tournaments happening, like Marvel vs. Capcom, NBC2. They'll have a bunch of other older games still having tournament scenes going on. Plus, it's a convention. It's a fighting game convention. So have you ever been to a fighting game convention before? Have you been to EVO before or kind of know about
a fighting convention? No, I've been to tournaments. I've run tournaments a long time ago. I've been in a tournament, but I've never been to. I mean, who can really say they've been to something like EVO? You've either been to EVO or you haven't. It's not like you went to your local arcade and went to a tournament. That's not EVO. So no.
Yeah. Hi, Philly Chick. Good to see you. But you've been to other gaming conventions before, right? You go to PAX, what is the big one that you do? PAX, right? That's the one that you do. Yeah. So it was interesting because you buy a ticket to go to the convention and you don't have to register to play. You can just go and buy a ticket to get into the arena or into the convention hall. And there are places for you to actually get to a table, meet your tournament master and play your matches at a table. But then there's a full-on convention floor where there's exhibitors and booths and things like that to explore. And so I love going to events like that because I get to find vendors that I never really spoke to before. They have really cool exhibits. They did a full-on arcade joystick exhibit over the years and just
take this off your lap. That was terrifying.
Yeah, so that was really cool. So those are some of the coolest things. And obviously you'll have some big companies that represent their brands coming out to kind of share some things. Like Riot Games is going to be there.
That's going to be interesting.
Well, they have a brand new fighting game called Project L. Have you heard anything about that?
I watched a video on Justin's channel about it.
Yeah, so Project L is a brand new fighting game that just came out. So Riot Games is entering the fighting game community. So you get to do cool demos like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, I mean, since you haven't been there before, what are you expecting? I mean, obviously you're going there for Arcade1Up, but are you going to be checking things out? Are you going to try to play yourself?
I'm not going in there and get my ass whooped against any of them people. I am really curious to see it and to experience it and be around the energy. I love the energy of arcades and competition, and I'm excited for that. I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing that I've only ever seen online before It's going to be a really cool opportunity. Get to talk to some people. I know that some people from the community will be there, so hopefully I'll get to meet some of those people, shake their hands, and say what's up, and maybe watch some tournament fighting.
Yeah. So I went to EVO last year to help Arcade1Up, and so that was a different experience because I didn't know what to expect when I went last year. I kind of went on a whim and was gonna go to help, but wasn't like truly involved initially in any of the planning that was gonna happen. And they ended up having a suite. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was in the suite, and they were inviting people as guests to go check it out. They weren't gonna bring it to the floor. I had this like vision of like, man, I want more people to see this. I was gonna go down to the hotel lobby and get one of those carts and put it on the cart, put it on a battery, and like roll it around the convention floor to be like, hey guys, check out Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
So this time it will be on the proper well, I mean, I've only seen the thing. It's going to be in the Capcom area.
Okay.
So I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what the spread looks like. I just know that it's in the Capcom area, and that's where we'll be. And hopefully people will come on by, and I'll hang out there for a couple of hours each day, except for Sunday. So yeah.
All right. So that's great to hear that instead of having like a random private room or booth that people are going to have to secretly get to.
Come to my room.
I felt like I was doing that last year. I was like, hey, you want to come up to a room and check out our... I did. Because like when I mentioned that, I found some Arcade1Up fans from the community and like was like, hey, do you want to check it out?
People to go to your room.
They were asking me. I wasn't like creepily asking them to go. I was like, you want to check out Marvel vs. Capcom 2? So like I found V Salmon, I found Ignacio, and like we took them up to go see it. But I'm happy to hear that they finally are going to be at the main floor, because from a fighting game standpoint, and a lot like a good number of cabinets that Arcade1Up releases are classic fighting games. It's a good audience to really pitch and market to. They'll have a free play arcade too. So I'm happy to hear that they're going to be officially at the Capcom booth. So I'm excited to see that. Check it out. Obviously you can't say exactly what's going to happen, but they will have booths. They will have presents there. They will have presents there. Let's just say that so much.
They'll have presents?
Yes. They'll have
get a car.
Yeah. EJ's from Vegas. And so, yes, I finally have committed. I will be at EVO this weekend. So, EJ, let's connect, and we'll see you at the convention floor.
A gorilla?
It's, B-Kong. 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 Get it?
A plane and a gorilla.
No, it's a bee.
Is it a bee? Looks like a plane.
It's hard. See?
It's a bee. A bee.
Like a plane. Is that a bee? Let me look.
It's a bee.
Oh, it is a bee. Oh, you're right.
How is it a plane?
Well, it looks like a gorilla twerking too. So
okay.
A lot of stuff happening.
All right, cool. Capcom booth. Yes, there will be a Capcom booth, and we know Arcade1Up presence will be there. So you will find out soon enough what's going to happen. But yeah, so let me just kind of jump back to my very first topic, and what the thumbnail was like just home arcades in 2023. So Travis, you haven't been, on a one update show for at least a couple of months. But we thought that one update shows were going to be the place announcements were going to happen. Like that would ideally would have been like, I hope, a place we would have seen it, or that one up show. Sorry, like whatever one of those two.
Yeah. So that's the confusion. I would even say within Arcade1Up at the moment. I think they see the turnouts and the kind of cool thing we have going with one update, and they were interested in having the EVO show be on one update, and I wasn't, because the original I've been very transparent about the whole process, and I've been very consistent the entire way through. And one of the things I said at the beginning was this show was about the community and getting questions from the community to Arcade1Up. It is not to launch anything new. It is not to it's maybe to ask questions about something that was launched, but
not a reveal.
Yeah, it's not a reveal. The other show is. That show is
that one up show. Yeah.
That one up show is for new products.
Yes.
One update is specifically supposed to be to get updates from one Arcade1Up, ask questions. It's a community-based show. And I feel like we were in a weird gray space, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So we're not going to have that show there, but there will be content coming out of there.
Yeah, and it's about the 1-year anniversary of that one up show being launched, because the very first premiere episode was at EVO last year. And it was hosted by Jay Wong and Liv, who's no longer with the company anymore. But you're right, it was to launch new products, and then they did Blitz and the other next one that they did. But I guess the problem that I had with the two shows, and I get where intentionally that one update show was supposed to be that community feedback that direct line to something. But I think the branding and the logos kind of stayed the same, or they got mixed up. They still use the intro for that 1UP show. So I think the community sees them as one and the same. I don't think they really,
and they never were meant to be. I think if you want to know the reality of like why they weren't branded a little bit more separately, I just think that they just never got around to it. I think that's really what the answer is. It's not. It wasn't anything purposeful. If anything, I wanted it to be completely separate so people wouldn't be confused, because the whole idea was Arcade1Up, a lot of times when they don't say things, they cause confusion, as I've seen all over the place over the last couple of months. Just lots of confusion, and it's unfortunate, but you know.
Yeah. So I say that because we haven't seen that 1UP update. Sorry, not that 1UP show. That 1UP show in a while, like the one that announces new things. I feel like the last true one that came out was the pre-recorded Fast and Furious one.
So there's going to be another. Now here's the thing: there's going to be a pre-recorded thing coming out this week, but it's a video, so technically it shouldn't show up as one update show. It should just show up as a video on Arcade1Up's YouTube channel this week.
Okay.
Actually, in the next day or so, I think, in the next couple of days before EVO. At least I'm pretty sure it's before EVO. So I hope that it's not branded one update, because it should not be.
Yeah. Merging the shows, that 1UP weekly update show with Travis sometimes. Right? Because the last live that 1UP show was Star Wars. Like that was how long like an actual live version of a reveal happened. And so I'm just thinking about 23, and 23 was like a really weird year to start off and kick off. I remember talking to John, and his vision was wanting to be more community focused, having these shows as a platform. And it started off pretty strong. We were at CES. We kind of had some content there. We were seeing some more regular shows for the last several months. We launched that 1UP show. Sorry, 1UPdate. I can't keep getting the mix. We launched your show, the 1UPdate show.
Yeah. Sometimes.
But then the releases that we got this year were the deluxe lines. We got Fast and Furious. We got a Star Wars re-release. And now recently, it's a slew of all of these leaks that have been coming out without the official show. So that's what I really want to get to in terms of like just having this quick conversation that like they had a platform to announce these things that they controlled. But I don't know how you feel about, you know, these leaks coming from retailer websites and apps and things and booklets and instruction manuals, right? Like, where's the thought from, as you've been working with the marketing team, having these leaks come out from these other vendors and not officially through Arcade1Up?
So that's a great question, because I've had a lot of discussions with them about this and gave feedback. And I think there's a piece of feedback that I've heard from the community, and I agreed with so much so that I actually just straight up told them in a very unfiltered way that the little 80s filter they put over some of those videos are dumb. I literally told them that this past week. Yeah. And they seemed kind of shocked by that, which I thought was kind of funny. I'm like, no, this is dumb. Never do that again. Because it made sense for like Pac-Man and stuff, like it was cutesy. But when you do it on stuff that's newer, it makes zero sense. Well, I mean, the 90s was a long time ago, but it didn't look like that. It never looked like that. I'm not that old. And I think there's a couple of problems. Number one, everyone is a hawk on the bill of lading. That thing, like, I don't know, these people are ninjas for that stuff, right? And by the way, like,
they pay money for that.
Who's looking at these web pages that like you've never bought anything from ever? Like Bill's Furniture Warehouse. Like, who the hell? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, who's on that website every day going, let's see if there's a new arcade? Like, I'm blown away by that. But whenever I brought it up, and one of the things that I wanted, I said, and was agreed upon at one point, was that we should do, or they should do, because it would be the 1UP show before the bill of lading. Like when the things are on the water, you announce the thing, and then people find out the leak. And that way, at least you're giving everyone all the details, because there's details about cabinets out there right now that's inaccurate. And they understand that. But I feel like their marketing is really wonky right now. They understand that, it sounds like, and I feel like they want to change it, but whether or not they actually have the attention to detail to do that, I have a lot of doubts. They're going to need a lot of help that I don't think I'm going to be willing to do as much as they need. They need a full-time person, and I'm not that dude.
Yeah, the community sentiment, because of the way these things have gotten announced, it creates not that credibility and that faith that they're going to be able to, you know, say everything about the product correctly, that we're not getting the full picture for everything.
Yep.
What is she doing? Are you just covering it because it's loud?
No,
Why is she doing that?
it's causing your camera to flicker.
Oh. Yeah.
Every time that light flashes in the back, your camera auto adjusts. So
Oh,
it
does
bothers
it?
me because
I
see
see.
it flickering.
I see what you're saying. All right, it is
That's smart
flickering.
life right there.
But yeah, it doesn't give me the confidence, right, that they have a handle on the products that they want to announce, and it loses some of that luster and that steam for them not being able to get in front of the bill of lading or these websites. And so, funny enough, you're asking like, where do these ninjas find these random websites?
Yeah.
I think it's Google searches. I did a Google search for Arcade1Up Time Crisis right when that UK league set up, and the website popped up. If you look at
really?
the website popped up as one of the like 7th or 8th options. So it's there. People are Googling probably like, when's this going to happen? And then they happen to find something. And then you have super sleuths like Constorm Entertainment that's probably looking on every website ever, right? And then you just go to your usuals and type in Arcade1Up and see what pops up, right? And so there are probably people that really do that on a regular. And there's, hundreds of thousands of people that follow the company at some level. There's millions of cabs out there, so there are a lot of people that are curious about what's happening. But if they're waiting so late to announce stuff, do you miss the days when they did kind of announce their lineup 6 months in advance and it just took longer to get it? What do you think is it better to wait or
here's the thing, B, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
because John talked about this at the beginning of the year, and I think at the time everyone was like, yeah, and I think a lot of people were like, yeah, is they release it, the announcement soon that you can order it, like you can order it right away.
Yeah,
but now if you go back to the other thing where it's like you announce 6 months ahead, like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Do people want to hear about it and then be able to order? I don't have the answer to that. I don't know.
Yeah. As a consumer, let me know in the chat. Would you? Maybe I could probably put up a formal poll question because now I'm asking the chat. Maybe I'll do that. Let's do that. I haven't asked the poll question.
Rev's here. Rev, are you going to be bro? If you're in Vegas, I better see your butt there, Rev.
If you are Rev, what's up, man? It's a $10 super chat. It says MK1, Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, Project L, rumors of MC4, FGC is on fire right now. Hell, even FaZe Clan is in the FGC.
Whoa,
as far as best food in Vegas, go to Linda Michoacan for the best food off strip. Good games.
Come on, Rev. Rev. You got to be there, man. Come on, please. We got to hang out, man. You got to hang out.
Is that the place that we ate at?
I don't know. Lindo Michoacan sounds pretty good. So Travis, we're taking recommendations now. We gotta look for stuff to do. Best things off the strip for sure. Thanks for that. Kuma, miss you. If you happen to be in Vegas, man, let us know. We'll be fun times to hang out. All right.
What did Corner Kate say? What's that? What time is real time? 9 p.m. Central. What is that in real time?
That's our 7 p.m. our time.
Yeah. I think I could make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. So you just got to guess. There you go. All right. Who added the SEO for Google? I don't know. Maybe it's David M. Mr. Expert.
I actually met David DMAC for the first time in person a week or so ago. I actually met him in person. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Taller than I thought he would be.
So maybe you can talk just a little bit about, again, I'm talking about the experience of seeing a release early and not being able to pre-order, or seeing it and pre-ordering it right away. Maybe what are some of the pros and cons from your perspective while I put this up?
So I that's a great question. I would love to hear. Are you putting a poll up? Because I want to know. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I really want to know what people think. Like, which would they rather have? Hear it early and not be able to order for 6 months, or hear about it and like the next week be able to pre-order it or whatever? I don't know. There was one time I remember. There's 2 product launches that stick out with me, and I've never forgotten them. And one was a video card, and the other one was the GoPro 7. And they were both announced within a week of being able to get it. Apple does this too, where they announce the iPhone and then the next week you can pre-order it and sometimes get it in hand. The GoPro was the best because it was announced and you could get it that same day, which was kind of dope. Kind of out of nowhere, they were like, the new GoPro's out, go get it. And I was like, holy crap. So I actually like that. I think if you get hyped up enough about something, you'll just go buy it if you have the money. But also, if you're trying to control the marketing, you have to tell people early. Otherwise, you're going to get these weird leaks with inaccurate information, of which there's unfortunately a lot out there. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just putting like a quick poll in the chat right now that says, would you rather see Arcade1Up line up 6 months in advance without pre-orders, or announce it within 1 to 2 weeks and be able to pre-order it immediately? So let us know in the chat like what you would think, if there's any other feedback you have, because I think you're right from a business standpoint. there is a level of hype that comes with an announcement, and the people that are most interested at the time will be more likely to press pre-order or whatnot. The problem is they don't have enough control over the leaked information for it to come out through an announcement. So they either have to get a little short up on their timing to be, really, really in sync before their retailer leaks are happening. Or I do kind of miss kind of knowing what's happening from a consumer standpoint. We're at a point where I need to plan more out in advance. And so I like to know what's happening so I can save my money for like that big thing that I want. But maybe that's not a good business reason. That's maybe a consumer reason. I would rather see that. From a business standpoint, I can see them wanting to do the other one. So what do you think?
Don't buy the things.
Don't buy the things. Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. What do you like? What do you actually like to buy? Yeah, you. Yeah, no, him. I already know about him. I know about B. What about you? What do you like to buy? Like, what's your obsessive thing that you collect or buy or shoes, drinks? What is it? Is drinks? Is that what it is? Beer? Is that what it is? It's beer.
Beer county, so it's like beer everywhere.
So if there's a new beer, do you want to know about it before it comes out or when you can go down and drink it?
That's very true. If the beer wants to tell me 2-3 weeks before it gets launched on Bill's Furniture website, that'd be nice to know.
There you go.
Yeah. Jason M has a good point. It doesn't have to be like extreme one way or the other. He says like it could be like 3 to 6 months or 4 to 6 weeks, right? Like,
yeah, but the problem with that is that it leaks in between that time. You actually have to be that far in advance, otherwise it's going to leak.
Yeah.
So either do it or you don't.
Yeah. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Really? There's just kind of like this weird space. But I do think it takes some of the air out of the hype by having it leak through these retailers. And I know probably like the UK time crisis leak, like that got taken down the next day, but now there's like, misinformation.
Doesn't it also drive a little bit of that FOMO? Like, oh my God, they had it for a while. I want to see it and get it.
If it's accurate.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like just being able to see it is it. And if there's a dry spell, so here's what the sentiment happened though. There was a lot of announcements in the beginning of the year formally, and then there was like dead silence for like several months. And then within the last week, like literally 7 days ago today, there was a time crisis leak. There was a because that happened last Sunday. There was the Pac-Man XL that just happened. And there was an Atari 50th cabinet that got leaked all within 1 week's time. Yeah. And so, right, that's within 7 days, 3 cabinets that they didn't plan to, or at least I don't know, showed up at Costco for sale. Somebody snapped a picture of a Costco, and then Wayfair, and then a UK random website. So it went from 0 to 50 really, really quick. And so it's just, it gets me questioning, like they could have announced something, right? And then obviously they're going to be at EVO this weekend. So they're going to be announcing more stuff. The bill of lading, or what is it? The FCC listings for Time Crisis have finally showed up. So we know there's going to be a Time Crisis announcement pretty soon. So, I mean, these are just like from home arcade standpoint, I would rather see it come from them more than these retailers is pretty much what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Even Console Kits is saying release a teaser video showing glimpses and then coming soon, right?
I don't disagree with that. That's actually a great. Hey, listen, Justin, you know the people over there. Go ahead and pitch that.
Start making some text.
Yeah.
Create a marketing packet.
Yeah.
My audio's coming through.
Is it? All right. No. Okay. So I'm just saying we have about 70 people saying that they'd rather see it in advance, and then 30% saying they'd rather see it sooner.
So thank you, all 51 voters.
Yeah. All right. We'll just leave it up for a little bit. We'll get back to it. All right. Jason M saying you can get away with 6 months if you feel like you have no choice. Major game consoles and platforms are given a general release date 4 to 6 months earlier than Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds about right too. All right. All right. 6 months ago. We need a budget for these things. Yeah, I think the longtime fans of home arcades want a budget for this. So here's where I'm at in 2023 with home arcades. And I'm curious if you've if you're finished with your arcade, I'll ask you that. For me, I've gotten my pinball machines recently. I've had to make space, and now I have 20 Arcade1Ups and pinball machines in my house currently. So
sorry, upstairs. I don't even want to talk about downstairs.
Oh yeah, there's a couple more, or 25 machines.
Can you park in your garage yet?
More in the garage.
Yeah,
too.
There's 3 in the garage. There's 2 downstairs. There's 5 downstairs, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 upstairs.
No, wait.
Okay.
And then there's like the little baby pinball.
Yeah.
The one that you made a baby pinball for the cats.
It's cute, right? You get addicted to this stuff.
Very
but
cute.
Yeah.
The infinity table.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, those are products, right? The grandparents love it. The infinity game table is for somebody. So for all of us that have been here for at least 2-3 years, are at the space now where space is the biggest enemy of us all. It's something has to go in order to bring something new. And so for that person, the planning 6 months in advance option is better to be able to plan out and move things, sell things. And there's a lot of people I've seen some sentiments of like, I'm ready to get rid of my whole arcade, right? But if there's something that's like a carrot for that one person, if they know they want to get that, like CES 2 years ago announced like 7 cabinets and it took a long time to get to them. But I was like, I really want to save up for drag. I'm going to save a space for that cabinet, right? Like for me, like it gave me hype and hope that there was still something that I wanted out there. So I personally, for the fan, would want to know their lineup, even if it's not going to come out pretty soon, because it gives me hope for what's happening. And even if the renders or whatnot, and it would give the company more feedback early on. Like I think your core audience is still going to appreciate that more, but I know they're trying to reach a new audience. It's not.
Here's the flip side of that. I agree with you, but here's the flip side of this. There's a whole aspect of this that we can't take into consideration because we're not part of Arcade1Up. But for example, that unreleased 80s title didn't come out this year because at one point they were pretty darn sure it was going to happen. And if it had been announced on that one update show back when we first teased it, and then come like a couple months later and we're like, it's not going to happen. That would have been terrible, right? Like that would have really been terrible. So I think the problem is, even though they know kind of what they're pitching for 2024 already. Yeah. And some of those might not happen for various reasons, for any number of reasons. So even though they kind of know what they're going for 12 months in advance, and look at Time Crisis. Time Crisis was supposed to be out, last year? Yeah. And then we're in the middle of 2023 and it's still not out. So
are you saying the 80s title is not the Atari 50th and it didn't come out?
No, it is not. But we already said that on one update show. We already said that it was being pushed back. I don't know if we actually admitted that it might be next year or not, but it's not what leaked.
It's not that one. Okay.
It's an actual 80s title. It's not some made up thing.
Okay. Got it. Well, I mean, but we had that with Dragon's Lair, where it was announced, but it took almost a year and a half before it came out.
It was improved, right? So renders. I think isn't that worth the wait though? Because they improved it.
They did, and so with an 80s title or something, even if I guess if it hurts the what is it, the licensor relationship to announce it that early, I can see why. But I mean, if it's just like in development and it's an early render and announcement, I don't know. I guess I know that they need to market to new people. That's not our core community. Our Arcade1Up and home arcade niche on YouTube and like the echo chamber is a small subset of their larger base. And I've seen that because I've looked at their Instagram following, right? And they're getting like 2,000 likes on their posts from a large portion of people that aren't in this community. And those are brand new people exploring it. Somebody mentioned they just joined the home arcade hobby last year and they're getting deluxe cabinets as their first foray into it. So they are now having to market to brand new people, the millions of people that have not seen Arcade1Ups yet. So I get it from that standpoint, but it sucks that they're just like leaving some of the harder fans base behind. And I feel like every company has to do that as they go through growing pains. It just sucks to be on that end of it. So I don't know.
We're the cutting edge buyers, right? We were there since Gen 1. Some of us have been here since Gen 1. Like I've been here since Gen 1. And that's kind of it's like that in tech too, by the way. Like this is not unusual. So let me real quick talk about collab stuff. So because I noticed there's a great confusion in this niche about collab cades and all that stuff. And it's interesting to me because it's incredibly common in other communities. It's really common in smartphones. And some people don't even know this, but it's very common. Both Apple and Samsung have done collab devices that are 2 to 3 times the cost of the normal device, but just has like a stripe on it or, you know, Hermes watch things. You know, if you're really into watches, the Hermes bands are like $500 or something ridiculous. The Samsung had a Thomas something or other that was the flip phone was normally $900, but the Thomas whatever with the stripe, I don't know who the guy is, $3,000. So this is actually really common, and this is not something just Arcade1Up did and they're just money grabbing. They're not even marketing to, you know, us, right? They're marketing it to a new niche of people who think that's cool, just like Samsung, just like Apple, just like everybody. There's always that thing. So from that standpoint, it makes sense for them because as a company, they need to make money, right? And as was said on one update, they sell Pac-Man because it helps fund everything else. And whether you like it or don't, that's the truth. It is the truth. I can tell you for sure that is the truth. We may not like it. It is the truth. I will say, I just wish everything was XL so we could be done with it. Give me XL all the things, and you can take deluxes and everything else, and you can risers and take them all back. But that's where we are.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I guess the sooner we kind of come with that reality that in order for them to continue thriving, they have to do collabs, they have to sell Pac-Mans. But, you know, like Edensop was saying, like, you know, you should always show some love for the old fans. And maybe that's what that 1UP show and 1UP date was for. It was for the community of hardcores that really helps us, you know, still stay connected as your greatest advocates for a brand. And I keep hearing like we want to do more community, but then it wanes and they let people go. And like that. So,
no, the thing
and
is,
then you're trying to take it into your hands as somebody that is unofficially a community ambassador. You sound like you're at your wit's end with it.
I am very much my wit's end. I will say this. 2024 will be very interesting for Arcade1Up in a lot of ways. And what I had heard excited me as a hardcore arcade lover. We'll see if that comes to be. I think the problem is there are some great intentions with a couple of people within the company that are so passionate about this and have been a part of video games for, like, they live and breathe, that it's in their blood. There's people that have worked with all the biggest companies in gaming, period. There's some that you guys are not even aware of that have worked for the largest gaming companies, period. But they are not always the ones in charge. And that's where we see weird things happen and things that make the community question. And man, whenever I separate completely from Arcade1Up, whatever that is, the stories I'll tell. It's just, and I mean, nothing that's like scandalous or anything like that, but like I've learned so much about the company, how it operates. There are sometimes they catch a bad rap, it's not their fault. And then there's times where they need to hold the L. And sometimes they do, but they need to hold the L a little bit more than sometimes they do. And I think it would be very humbling to them if they could really, what they call dog food, their own stuff. So for example, I pitched the idea that the execs there should build some of the systems that we didn't like, and then look at them and then buy like a Zabo's Arcade marquee and put it in and see what of a hassle that is, but see how much better it looks. And same thing with buttons and stuff. Like, go ahead, swap out the buttons, see how much of a hassle that is, but feel how much better it feels. Like the customer experience.
And they can also step on the G panel and see if that's okay too.
Put your wife inside of a Tron and see what happens.
Oh, we've had some more recent issues recently, so I can say the quality of the cabinets have not gotten better.
Yeah.
It's been G panel tested.
It's been G panel tested.
It certainly is.
Yeah. So you know, the conversation is great because, like, you know, 2023 is already halfway gone. We've seen these announcements. We have the end of the year roadmap of some things that we could be excited for. But it doesn't give me great hope. And so that's why I've officially declared that we will become a pinball channel forever for more.
There you go. Just like Michael B.
Bidet channel.
Oh, Bidet channel. Travis is the Bidet channel. Yeah. So what's up with your home arcade? Have you sold any cabinets that you've gotten to be able to make space up? Or like, where are you at with your personal collection? I've
been pretty clear that the next cab that I want is a Tekken cab. And I think everything stays exactly the way it is until that day comes. I don't think I change anything because I have there are a couple of cool shapes and stuff. Like the Cubert cab would have been great if the screen didn't suck. Like that would have been cool. Not Cubert, sorry, the Dig Dug. The Dig Dug cab now people are gonna go, oh, they talked about Cubert. No, Cubert's not coming. The Dig Dug cab would have been cool if the screen didn't suck. But I have those games, right? So I have my at games for everything else, and then the ones that I like the setups for, and I'm done until Tekken. And even though there's some cool stuff coming, I'm done until Tekken personally.
Yeah. Okay. But in terms of space,
wait, hold on. Actually, let me correct that. I will replace certain sizes with XLs if they come.
So you like the XLs?
He's upgrading.
Oh yes.
Yeah. All right. So Console Fanboy has a 499 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, now that we know that Pac-Man XL is coming, is it fair to assume that Ms. Pac-Man XL is pretty much a guarantee as well? What do you think about that? Would they be doing more of the Pac-Mans and XLs?
Assuming that a Pac-Man XL is actually coming, assuming that, because what do I know? I think if it sells well, sure. But here's my thing about a potential Pac-Man XL that may or may not be coming. I think XLs are an interesting form factor and great for some titles. I think Pac-Man's an interesting choice because Arcade1Up would think that that's a very safe title. It's the #1 selling title. It's not even close. They sell so many Pac-Mans that if the community actually understood how many were being sold, they probably wouldn't give Arcade1Up as hard of a time as they do. They give them a hard time, but Pac-Man is gangbusters, son. But I don't know that the person who buys a Pac-Man at this point, the guy who's walking down Walmart and goes, oh my God, Pac-Man, is wanting something that big. I feel like the XL is for the enthusiast. And I think that the XL was, if Pac-Man XL is a real thing, just going to say it like that. I think it's the wrong title. But to answer his question, if Pac-Man XL, which I don't know if it exists or not, does well, then yes, I would assume either that.
Take that picture at the Seattle Costco. I heard it was in the Northwest. That's where it originated.
I don't have a Costco card. That's the honest truth. I really don't.
Okay, so Travis is not the originator of that picture that came out allegedly. But yeah, because we originally saw XLs as sports titles at first for enthusiasts that wanted that larger screen. That's an interesting point. Like, who is the XL designed for, right? It is a larger cabinet. And the 3/4 scale fits in a lot of people's homes, and you definitely need that bigger space for XLs. But I want to see more of them. I can't wait for more fighting games to finally hit the XL scene. I think that would be really cool because 2 players on a 3/4 scale is never comfortable. I think the Pro version of Killer Instinct or XL versions for 2-player fighting games would be really, really fun. I think that's just going to be hopefully what we'll see pretty soon.
I agree.
Okay. All right. So let's finish off the topic about going to Vegas. So have you been to Vegas before?
Yeah, many times.
Many times. All right. So what's your favorite thing to do in Vegas?
I don't. I only go to. Honestly, I only go to hang out with friends. So I don't really do too much. But I have done. So I went to CES 2020. That was fun, and I like the different foods. I'm a big foodie. Yes. So I'm gonna be eating my ass off there. Unfortunately, without my bidet, which worries me. My stomach.
Can you order one from the hotel room? Can you call concierge and ask for a bidet room?
Ask for a bidet room.
I'll have to look it up on the website, but my guess is they don't have it because every time I've been there, I've had to take those man wipe things. What are those things called? And I don't like that because you learn too much about yourself when you use it.
That's too much. So food, I think we became more foodies in Vegas. They have a lot of great foods. The best Thai food we've ever had in was in Vegas, right? Lotus of Siam. The prawns are amazing. Some of the best sushi we've ever had was at an omakase restaurant off strip in Chinatown. Best piece of tuna I've ever had was this $100 omakase plate. Yeah, that was really good. And so on strip, right? Buffets and things like that. What are your favorite foods?
I love
are you doing buffets? Or are you just doing whatever?
I love buffets.
So we're gonna hit up a buffet.
Here's the problem with where I live.
Okay.
The American style buffets are gone in my area. The only buffets that are left are Chinese style buffets, which is fine because they have crabs, legs. Of course, I don't like crab. I don't like shellfish. But I don't like enough of the stuff that's at the Chinese buffets. I need an American style buffet with ribs and meatloaf and ice cream and just disgusting fat people stuff. I need that. but we don't have that here. So when I go to Vegas, I'm like, rah, 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 rah. Yeah, I've had some great food in Vegas, and that's what I'm all about, man.
The crab legs are what makes the buffet worth it. It's valuable.
I don't like crab. I just can't do it. Here's my bar. If it looks like what it did when it was alive, I don't want it. So like crab, lobster, all that stuff. It looks like it was when it was alive. I don't want it.
Take the meat out, and then you'll be fine. But like you have to do the work.
Well, okay. Lobsters are the cockroaches of the sea.
But they're so delicious.
That's a good point.
So delicious. So delicious. Golden Corral style, right? That's a little insane. That's the buffet that Travis wants to go hit up. What about shows? Do you ever do shows in Vegas?
I have. So I've been to a couple. It was a long time ago. Cirque du Soleil, which was amazing. And one of my favorite ones of all time was a hypnotist show.
I like
the Uncensored Hypnotist was one of the best. I don't know if he's still there or not.
Was it at like not Planet Hollywood? What is it? The one that like looks like Aladdin's.
Excalibur. Is that what you mean?
Not Excalibur.
Or
there's like one casino that still has a hypnotist, because that's where you took us to do the zombie burlesque.
Oh yeah,
that was a weird show.
Oh yeah.
That was the best one, because I saw some people do stuff that, bro.
Do you believe in hypnotists? Is it real?
It is real. I actually was a hypnotist for a while. So yeah.
Were you? What?
100%.
You can hypnotize me right now?
I don't know. I probably couldn't do it over this, but could I do it? But if you are susceptible, absolutely. I've done it to many people. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay. I feel like Mrs. Congress would be a really good person to hypnotize.
Oh, she would be amazing. 100% she would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because she barely has any
Yeah.
Step
into that G panel right there. Try to jump into that box. Like she would do.
She'd do it anyway. Like
highly impressive. Yeah, she would do it anyways. Exactly.
I need to hypnotize me. I'll do it right now.
There's no point. Like
there's no point. Yeah.
You can do everything anyways.
That'd be fun. I didn't know you were a hypnotist. That'll be fun. Maybe in Vegas we can try that. We can try.
I haven't done it in a long time, but sure, whatever.
Yeah, so we turned into show people, about 10 years ago. So we did a lot of the Cirque shows that were kind of up there, and then so a good Vegas show and a good meal were kind of like our thing to do for a good while. Do you gamble at all? Are you in there at all for the gambling?
Not really. I've done like the quarter slots stuff a little bit, and actually, I will say this: one of the last times I was in Vegas, someone gave me a bunch of chips to play blackjack, and I won like 3 hands in a row. And I'm like, just take your money back, because I felt so nervous about it. I'm like, hey, I got lucky 3 times in a row. Here, just take it. Just take it. I like blackjack because I kind of understand it, but it's hard to be good at that. It seems so random.
So if I take you to the blackjack table, we can sit there for a little while.
I mean, I'll watch or whatever. Yeah.
Funny enough, I had a fun time learning how to play craps for the first time last year while I was at EVO, and John is a hoot there, by the way. So it's a very social game if you're just playing craps, because all you're doing is just cheering for the person shooting the dice, and that's a very communal game. So craps is actually very, very fun to play. I was a big poker player for a big time too. So when the poker boom hit in the late 2000s, I used to host home games. I would try to enter tournaments. I used to like sit. And so if I can find a good poker room,
out of home,
I was
go to our local casino to play poker and then sneak.
I was addicted, little Asians like to play and gamble, and so
that can end up bad.
Yeah, and at some point, you win $100, and you're like, wow, it only took me like less than an hour to win $100. I could do this for the rest of my life.
It only costs you $1,000 to win 100. That's awesome.
Yeah. Blackjack is probably like my
easy come, easy go.
Yeah, easy come, easy go game. I've lost so much. That's the game I've lost the most money in. The Cosmopolitan, the one that we stayed there, I lost so much money there.
That we got free rooms.
For the next 3 years because they wanted us to come back. So I mean, I was like, it was worth it to lose that much money because I got free perks for the next 3 years. We got comped rooms at the Cosmo, and we would do like yearly trips to go out there. So Cosmo is really nice. So I try not to do that anymore, but we'll see.
You don't do it because I'm not there. Usually he sits at the table, and I'll come by when
because she gets the drinks.
And I'll come by and get another drink off.
Yeah. All right. So there's the gambling aspect of Vegas. What else is there? Any other entertainment things that you like to do personally while you're in Vegas?
Get drinks off of you.
Free drinks. Yeah, that's probably the best part about gambling is free drinks as they come around. But yeah, let us know in the chat. Are there any other like experience or things that you would recommend? Because I was just telling folks at the beginning of the stream, I always want to try something new each time I go, just to kind of have like one new experience that I go.
So Tammy G says, "Oop, I cannot clicky thingies." Click.
What are you clicking?
There we go.
Aria, Bellagio, and Paris apparently have rooms with bidets.
Aria's beautiful.
Are you staring at any of those?
Yeah.
No, expensive as hell though. I love the Aria. I stayed there one time. It was beautiful.
Yeah, we're cheap. We're at the Luxor. So Luxor not gonna have them bidets out there. All right. Yeah, how much did I drop to get free rooms? It was in the K's, so let's just say that. So yeah, it was quite a lot. But
so would it have cost you less or more to just have gotten the rooms for 3?
I think I think I got at least my money's worth in rooms from how much I lost for those 3 times that we went the last couple times. But I'm no longer on, because the Cosmo for one thing is its own casino. So it has its own reward system. So it's not tied to MGM or whatnot. So they gave you better rewards if you lost all that money there. So let's say it was quite, bidets are a game changer. All right, so give us your best bidet pitch. I mean, like, are you, for folks that don't know what the bidets are, and you're gonna go full bidet show mode right now?
Lives.
Yeah. Do you still use the one that you recommended? Have you upgraded yet?
Listen, I have, how many people have I converted? B, like 5, from non-believers to like true believers, as Stanley used to say. Look at that. B is one of them.
Yeah,
I converted him. He did it out of a curiosity though. B's naturally curious.
Yeah.
UAG and Ralph were staunchly against it, but now they'll sing the praises. Moat, he wasn't real sure, but he decided to give it a try, and now he would never go anywhere. Listen, Toto is the jam. If they have a portable, I have to look into that. But yeah, no. So 100%, I would never go anywhere else. I mean, once you get used to it, it's kind of like high-speed internet. It's like, how could you ever not have it?
Exactly. Travis, you converted to Love too.
Bro, I didn't know that. Congrats, man. Listen, Fist Love, clean booty team. That's hashtag clean booty. Let's go.
Clean booty. All right, some other recommendations here are Pinball Museum, Pinball Hall of Fame. Are you into pinball at all? Is that something that has ever interested you?
Not really. I used to work in I used to work in 2 of the biggest arcades in Seattle, so I've been around a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's never been for me. I will say, there was one pinball that I loved, and it was Attack from Mars. I loved that pinball.
It's a good machine. Good machines. Pinball Hall of Fame is really close to Mandalay Bay, so that definitely could be something. I've been there a couple times though. Getting tanked skydiving tunnel. I don't know what that is, but that's
they take you inside and they blow air on the
bottom. Like the indoor skydiving.
Indoor skydiving. I've done that before, but I've done it here locally. Yeah, that's fun. Have you ever done it? It's cool. You should do it.
Yeah.
Put the video on YouTube. It's awesome.
Oh, I know my favorite thing to do is
what's that?
Steal the pepper shaker.
Oh yeah, she's a kleptomaniac when she drinks. She tries to like steal like napkin holders, and she stole a giant like Parmesan cheese shaker out of Secret Pizza in in Cosmo. So
I raided a cleaning closet one time.
Yeah. All right, Constorm says, what are your thoughts on San Francisco Rush?
Literally my favorite racing game of all time, Daytona 2nd. It's my favorite one. It's the one I've been like, listen, John, y'all need to come out with freaking San Francisco Rush. Well, Rush specifically, 2049, good too, but Rush, generally speaking, my favorite.
Hurricane simulators. Oh, I wouldn't want to know the quality of that. All right, the pools, it is hot. I don't know if anybody's going to EVO is going to be at a pool though. All right, so what else we got here? Don't sleep on a Total Portable watch set. You got to check it out now. There you go. You got to check it out. All right, Brazilian steakhouses. That sounds really good.
I love it. Have you ever been to one?
Oh yeah. We have a couple here.
Yeah, not in Vegas.
Picanha.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. All right. So I can't wait to eat with you, Travis, because I feel like that's one of the first things we get to do. I was highly disappointed in both UAG and Moat at the buffet. I out ate both of them.
Oh wait, you said they
at
also
the buffet
rice too.
Yeah, and then I took.
Eat rice.
Yeah, well, no, that was this. We went
bread or rice.
Well, we went to the Bellagio buffet, right? And so at a buffet, you kind of like pace yourself for the high quality things first. So like when you like the way I go at it is I try to get just small pieces of the most expensive things first to make sure I kind of eat my money's worth, and then I'll kind of fill up on the rest of stuff. But they were filling up on all these carbs, right? They were just loading up on the fries, potatoes, and all that good stuff, but you got to eat the meats. And then you've had Korean barbecue before, right? Cook your own meat.
It is literally one of the most delicious things I've ever had in my life. Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue?
I don't even understand. I don't understand where it's been all this time.
Yeah,
where has it been all my life?
Yeah. So we can Korean barbecue. But then I took OTG and UAG, and I was telling them, don't eat the rice because you're gonna fill up. You got to eat the meat, and then obviously they filled up on the rice. I was trying to tell them. So
it's like going to a buffet and eating biscuits. You don't do that.
Yeah, you got to eat the most expensive things first. So I was disappointed because both Moat and UAG at the buffet, I ate more than both of them, almost combined. It was pretty. Well, I like to put it down when I'm at a buffet. I like to get my money's worth.
Look at this.
Zip line. Nice.
Not in the house.
Oh, Bacchanal. That's right, John D. Yeah, so we were at Bacchanal, and yeah, I best buffet in Vegas.
That's the place, huh?
It was $80 now.
Yeah, it's expensive. That's why you got to make your money's worth. That's why you got to eat crab legs, Travis. Exactly.
Well, listen,
there's nothing that's worth it.
Come on, man. If there's a buffet involved, I gotta go.
Yeah, gotta do it. Definitely might be hitting up some No Limit Poker in Vegas. We'll see how much time. I'm only there Thursday through Saturday, so we don't have a lot of time. Gotta eat a lot. Gotta hit up some spaces. But yeah, that's gonna be exciting. So anything else you want to mention about what to expect? I know people came in a little bit late, so we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. Come by and say hello to us. We'll be around flirting and watching the games and the fights and all the things, and I'll be in the Capcom-ish area, and we'll come see us at EVO, and then afterwards, I don't know. Listen, man, we're gonna be wherever we're gonna be.
Wherever we're at. All right, Friday through Saturday, Travis and I will be in Vegas. So hopefully we can bring some content to you. I will try. Hopefully, maybe we can do a live stream. If not, I'll probably do some more recorded coverage because I watched my EVO stream from last year and it was terrible inside of the convention hall. That's why
that's one of the reasons why I'm like not streaming.
Yeah, not streaming from the convention floor, but our hotel rooms were okay. So maybe I'll just sleep in the hotel room tonight. And John was saying, you know what this means. So John loves screaming at the craps table. So if you ever hear somebody at a craps table going, ooh, ooh, that's definitely John. So enjoy your vacation wherever you're at. John says hit up the Mandalay Bay craps tables. That's exactly where John would be at. Absolutely. All right, it's gonna be hot. EJ's from Vegas. So bring your sunscreen. We're gonna be indoors all day, so I don't really see us heading out there too much at all. But if you happen to be in Vegas, let us know. Hit me up. It'd be fun. I know there's the actual 1UP community. There's EJ. I know there's a guy named Eden Amoroso that's from Vegas too. So I'll hit up some folks that I know that are in the Vegas area. And y'all
can do buffets together.
Maybe we can do a buffet.
I know for sure that some of the people that are that do some beta testing for Arcade1Up are going to be there. So I know they'll come around.
Oh yeah. So you have a crew coming out?
It's not not people I know specifically, but I've beta tested with them and they're part of. And I saw that they were going. So there's gonna be a community there. It'll be cool. Yeah, we'll watch some fights, man.
We'll be there. All right. Well, thanks so much, Travis, for joining on. Appreciate you. We'll see everybody next time. Talk to you guys later. Bye.